As the trading day gets underway, among the fallers, the cosmetics firm L'Oreal, their shares in Paris down 2.5% after the company said that its sales growth had fallen to the lowest level in 5 years. Another big faller as well on the markets today, Hugo Boss in Germany, down after the fashion house cut its 2014 sales and profit outlook. Over in Asia, we saw the benchmark index in Tokyo, the Nikkei, rising to 7-year highs in trading, closing up 2.7%. That's after the Bank of Japan announced a round of monetary stimulus on Friday. That stimulus coming on top of government efforts to stimulate the Japanese economy, policies dubbed Abenomics. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says the stock market rally is welcome.
When the stock market rises, there will be an asset effect, which would link to spending and lead to positive economic growth.
Now, it's called the largest technology event in Europe. The Web Summit begins today in Dublin. It's bringing together 20,000 people ranging from startups to investors and chief executives of big-name companies like Dropbox. Now, all this week, we're bringing you guests from the event. To tell us more, let's go to Dublin and speak to Daire Hickey. He's one of the founders of the event. Daire, thanks for joining us today on France 24. The Web Summit's grown massively since you started 4 years ago. 400 participants then, 20,000 now. What sort of people come to this event?
Yeah, it's a mixture of startups to Fortune 500 companies, lots of investors, over 800 investors, 3,000 startups exhibiting, 22,000 people in all at the Web Summit from over 100 countries right across the world.
People including the actress Eva Longoria, I notice, is on the list. What's she got to do with technology then?
Well, I think like many people, she's interested in investing in technology, and she considers herself an entrepreneur. She also has the Eva Longoria Foundation to help young Latino women. So she's hoping, I guess, to evangelize that and maybe gain from some of the fortunes of these wonderful companies who are here.
Daire, the Web Summit itself, of course, is a success story that can trace its origins back to those 4 years and change. How have you managed to grow the event so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we started with 3 people in a bedroom just 4 years ago, and now there's 100 people who work full time on the event, and 300 people now. I guess it really kind of says something both about Ireland and what it has to offer as a tech hub, but also, I guess, about people's interest in entrepreneurship. There's so many young startup companies out there who are looking for their next round of funding, looking to become the next Facebook, the next Instagram, or the next WhatsApp. And I guess those success stories have really kind of helped fuel this kind of startup boom that we're seeing right now.
Well, let's talk about some of the deals that get done at the Web Summit. I believe you can claim Uber as one of your successes too.
Yeah, in 2011, Shervin Peshawar, who was then a partner with Menlo Ventures, he met Travis Kalanick, the CEO of Uber, at the Web Summit, and they inked the deal that allowed Menlo invest in Uber and kind of lead their Series B round, which was their kind of most substantial round at the time. So he attributes a lot of his success, Shervin does, the investor, to the Web Summit and coming to Dublin, and that kind of fortuitous evening where they inked that deal.
OK, Daire Hickey at the Web Summit in Dublin will be following that event closely. Plenty more to come this week, all on France 24.
Good stuff. Looks nice, doesn't it? Now let's go to the US next. Former banker has been cleared of accusations of helping Americans evade tax.
Yeah, that's right. This is Raoul Weil. He's a former employee of the lender UBS. He's the highest-ranking Swiss banker to face trial in the United States to date. He was accused of conspiring with wealthy Americans to hide $20 billion in secret offshore accounts, but he was acquitted by a jury in Florida on all charges. The decision is set back for the US tax authorities who've been pursuing Mr. Weil since 2008. Let's move on now with a look at some of the day's other business stories. And the US Department of Justice has added JP Morgan to the list of banks it's investigating for the manipulation of the foreign exchange markets. The American lender revealed it was setting aside an additional $1.3 billion to cover potential costs from the inquiry, bringing it to a total of $5.9 billion. JP Morgan says it's cooperating with the investigation. Revenues at casinos in Macau, the Chinese gambling enclave, have fallen 23% in October. It's the sharpest drop on record, but revenues have been falling steadily there for 5 months. Big Chinese gamblers have been staying away from Macau amid a corruption crackdown by the Beijing government. And the car maker Nissan has seen its net profit rise by a quarter in the first half of the year. The Japanese firm was lifted to earnings of $2.3 billion by strong sales in North America and the weaker yen. Sales were up by over 8% globally in the 6 months to September.
Finally, a sad day for Taylor Swift. She's found herself in the middle of yet another breakup.
Well, she is known for writing songs about her breakup, but the singer and her record label have broken up with the online streaming service Spotify. They've taken all of her music off the service, which led to Spotify posting on its website announcing the move, saying that they would hope she'd change her mind. Now, we don't have any official reason as to why she decided to take this step, or her record company did, but it's believed they're expecting to make more money from conventional record sales than online listeners. A big blow for Spotify, though. 16 million of its 40 million users listened to a Taylor Swift song in the last 30 days. They'll be missing those songs. But Taylor Swift, of course, hoping that her new album will make up for all of that.
I'm sure she is. Stephen, thanks a lot. Stephen Carroll with Business. Nick's here with the international papers now. Back to those midterms, really. They're dominating them, aren't they, Nick?